Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
This shirt is the same shirt that I was wearing in the live stream this morning. It's a busy day for me. Hi everybody, my name is Alisha. Welcome back to Ask Alisha, where you ask me questions and I answer them. Maybe. Thanks very much for submitting your questions. Remember, you can submit your questions at EnglishClass101.com/askAlisha. There's a hyphen between ask and Alisha, so watch out. First question for today. Do you have an American accent or a British accent? A lot of you have asked this over the course of the years. I have an American accent. To be very specific, I suppose I speak with a West Coast American accent, not British English. If you want to know what British English sounds like, there are some videos on the YouTube channel with Gina, one of our other hosts. She speaks with a British accent. So you can listen to her to kind of pick up some of the differences between my accent and her accent, British English and American English. So thanks for that question. But yes, I speak American English. Next question. How do we use the word cheers? When do we use it? Is it formal or informal? Please help. In American English, we use cheers when we're drinking. When we want to start off a drink with somebody else, we'll often clink glasses, so like touch glasses together and say cheers. We use cheers in this way in American English. In other types of English, like British English or Australian English, for example, people might use the word cheers as a way to say thank you, or as a way to say thank you in advance for something. If my friend asks me for a favor and I agree to do that favor, my friend can say cheers to me, meaning thank you in advance. So cheers, it tends to be more on the informal side. It's not a super formal expression. If you want to use it in a formal situation when you're drinking with someone, you can use cheers. But in most situations, we use it informally. Next question. Hey Alicia, how do I make this sentence negative? Let's go to the park. If you want to make a let's blah 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 sentence negative, just put not before the verb. Let's not go to the park. Let's not plus some verb or some verb phrase. Let's not go hiking this weekend. Let's not watch that movie tonight. I'm tired. Let's not blah 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 to make a let's sentence negative. Thanks for the question. Next question. What does play down mean? This is a phrasal verb. To play down something or to play something down means to decrease the significance of something. I don't want to play down how delicious my mom's Thanksgiving dinner was. Or I don't want to play down my friend's success. He's doing an amazing job. If something is really great or really interesting, or it could be negative too, to play something down means to make this thing seem less than what it actually is. If there's a scandal, for example, the president is trying to play down the seriousness of this situation. It means that it's a very serious situation, but the president is trying to make it seem less serious than it is. So to play down means to make something seem less than it actually is. Good question though, thanks. Next question. The next question is about if conditionals. There's no problem when you say the main clause first and you say the if clause after. Is that correct? Yes, that's fine. In the live streams, I introduced the pattern if clause first, main clause second, but I also mentioned that we can use main clause first and then if clause second. If I finish editing this video today, I can go running. I can reverse that sentence. I can go running if I finish editing this video today. Both sentences are totally correct. It's up to you to choose which order you like. Thanks for the question though, good one. The next question is about the present perfect progressive tense. I said I have been wanting to blah blah blah. Why did I use the verb want in the continuous tense as wanting? I used the progressive form wanting because from a point in the past until now, there's something I have desired, I have wanted to do. Continuously though, to give a strong nuance of the continuous nature of that, I use the progressive or the continuous form wanting. I've been wanting to see that movie. I've been wanting to get a coffee with my friend. I've been wanting to get more sleep. I've been wanting to go jogging. Something you started to want in the past and continued to want until this point in time, you can say, I have been wanting. We can apply other verbs to this pattern too, like I've been thinking about you all week. I've been worrying about you all day. So these continuous past emotions too. We can use the progressive tense to talk about those. Thanks for that question though, that's a good one. Next question. Next question comes from Ricardo Villarroel. I'm very sorry. What does one mean as a subject? One means any person. It sounds rather formal. In more casual speech, we say you. Like if you went to the movie theater, where would you buy popcorn? To make it sound more formal, we could say, where would one buy popcorn? Instead of using you, we say one. So you might see this more in writing or perhaps in situations where you is not appropriate or it's too casual. So one means any person. It doesn't mean the number. It doesn't refer to another noun necessarily. A lot of if sentences, like if one were a doctor, how much money would one make? One just means a person, any person. Thanks, Ricardo. Next question from Nita Apriani. I hope I said your name right, I'm very sorry. Can I say the ketchup on that crispy chicken was savory? The flavor was barbecue, teriyaki, or black pepper. It wasn't spicy. Ah, yes, you can say a sauce is savory. That's very, very common. So something savory, as we talked about quickly in the food live stream, flavors that are not so sweet, but that are still very, very flavorful. Something that's usually a little bit more salty. We don't really use savory to explain sweet things. It's more for kind of salty things or things that have a really deep flavor about them. So yes, you can describe your sauce or your barbecue sauce or your chicken, whatever you put on your chicken, as savory. That's a great word to describe. Thanks for that question. I almost forgot. There's one more thing I want to talk to you about. You guys did not ask this question, but I noticed it during the food live stream that we did recently. The difference between dessert and desert is one S in spelling. However, these two words are different. Let's start with the word dessert, the sweet food that comes at the end of a meal. Dessert is spelled with two S's. We use D-E-S-S-E-R-T to spell dessert. However, the word desert, which is spelled D-E-S-E-R-T, refers to like a dry landscape. Not many plants, not many animals live there. That's a desert. If you misspell the word dessert and you forget that S, it becomes desert. Also, very interestingly, there's another way to pronounce the word that's spelled D-E-S-E-R-T. This is a verb, to desert. So to desert means to leave something without planning to come back, like to desert a town or to desert your family, to abandon something. Also, it can mean like leaving a military position, like so to desert the army. Please note, desert as the end of a meal and to desert, meaning to leave or to abandon something, have the same pronunciation but different grammatical functions. So please be careful of this point. How can we put them all together? I'm going to desert my station so that I can enjoy dessert in the desert. Ho ho. Okay, so I think those are all the questions that I want to take a look at this week. Remember, if you want to submit a question, you can send them to me at englishclass101.com/ask-Alisha. Type away. I would be waiting for your messages. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please make sure to subscribe to us as well, and check us out at englishclass101.com for more good stuff too. A recent live stream, which many of these questions are from, is about food. So if you had any other food, vocabulary related questions, let me know. Thanks very much for watching this episode, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye. Soup is magical. Do you not agree? When I was little, as part of our Thanksgiving school activities, we would put our hands on a piece of paper and then draw an outline of our hands with a pen. After that, we take our hand away and we color a turkey. I wonder if I could still do that. We'd stick our hand on a piece of paper like this and then we draw around it. So I'm gonna make a really ugly turkey right now. You ready? Step 1, make a handprint. Step 2, make a turkey. My turkey looks suspiciously like a chicken. This is very not good. This is in fact very bad. This is a turkey that has had some life experiences, let's just say that. It looks like a chicken that got in a fight. Alright, this is terrible. It's like he's stuck in a windstorm or something. I am not meant to be an artist, but yeah.